Hey friends, welcome to Ivy's Fortress. I'm Ashanta, your reading friend, and the book we have today is the book that did not want to be read. I don't know about this one. Should I read it? Whatever. Let's read it. An Experience by David Sundin. Told you not to open it. Somebody put a sticker on this book. Please don't deface your books, which is basically mean destroy or add your own story or creativity to books. If you want to do that, and it's a story or experience you don't think has been told, do it yourself. I encourage you. And maybe I can check it out or read it someday. Okay? Well, let's see. The inside cover. Oh, wait. We forgot my reading glasses. All right. Much better. Stop. Wait. What are you doing? Did you not see the title? This book does not want to be read. And if you try, well, all sorts of unfortunate things will happen, like it will turn into a steering wheel. Letters will go missing or insert themselves where they don't belong. It will act up and squirm around and do just about everything it can to make you give up and put it down. Sure, if you persist, all kinds of silly and magical things might happen, like maybe having the perfect bedtime party with a surprise alligator. But this book just does not want to be read, and you are not ready for all that. Or are you? The book that did not want to be read. David Sundin. Psst. Reading a book that doesn't want to be read can be very hard, almost impossible. Maybe you should read a different book instead. Translated by B.J. Woodstein. This is a Simon & Schuster Books for young readers. Once upon a time, there was a child who couldn't fall asleep. So the child asked a grown-up, "Can you please read me a book?" And the grown-up said, "Of course I can." The grown-up shouldn't have done that because the child had found a very special book, a book that did not want to be read, and it did all it could so that it wouldn't be. And the story about that book starts now. Okay, hold on. Here we go. It started with the book being transformed into a steering wheel. The grown-up had to steer with it. Vroom, 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 vroom. The grown-up steered to the right. Vroom, vroom, and to the left. Vroom, vroom, beep, beep, said the grown-up, pressing the steering wheel. Then they arrived. But then new words appeared in the book, words no one had ever heard before. It suddenly got very blared to the front of the book. There was a battle that crowd push, posh, yes, posh. The grown-up had never before had to read a book that was so awkward. The grown-up checked to see if the child had fallen asleep. Nope, not yet. Must keep reading then. When the dog's party was finished, everyone wanted to spling to the marmalade. They all got marmalade in their flurb and flood into a loafer. Plinkman, fada traddles, naboo, nab, yabby, yabby, dab, bolly, bolly, gob, gob, nab. A grown-up sighed loudly. Sigh. Now the grown-up wished they would have read a regular book with regular words, a book that wanted to be read. Then the book grew wings. And it started flapping around like a bird. The grown-up had to hold on tight to the book so it wouldn't fly out the window. Flap, help! The grown-up had to lie on the book and count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then the grown-up checked to see if the book was behaving any better. It wasn't, because now the text got smaller and smaller and smaller. You could hardly read what it said in the book. You had to look very closely. You don't look that smart when you're looking at a book so closely. Wonder what it says here? But then the text got bigger again, bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Behave, book. Suddenly, there was a rabbit, a picture of a rabbit that did not have anything to do with anything. Hi there, the grown-up said to the rabbit. Ha ha, the grown-up didn't understand that it wasn't a real rabbit. It was just a picture. Oh, you cutie patootie, said the grown-up, petting the picture of the rabbit. Then the grown-up whispered to the child what the name of the rabbit was, so quietly that no one could hear it. Then it said that it was the end of the book, and you absolutely weren't allowed to turn the page. But the grown-up and the child turned the page anyway. The book started to close. Oh no, the book is closing. Stop it. The grown-up had to really grip it hard to see the book wouldn't close. Come on, bite it. Then the grown-up started hearing music that no one else could hear. And instead of reading, the grown-up had to sing, "Oh, how I love to read this book. This is the best book I ever read. Why won't the child sleep? Is it because I'm singing?" "How nicely I sing," the grown-up said. The child just shook their head. Wait a minute. The book is starting to feel a little warm. Oh no, the book is on fire. Ouch! Ouch! It burns if you touch here. Ouch! Or if you touch here. We have to blow. Help me blow, said the grown-up. Whoosh. Phew. Well done. Now maybe we'll have some peace and quiet through the grown-up, thought the grown-up. Maybe the book will be more like a regular book now, a book that wants to be read. But no, because now were words disappearing out of the book. So the grown-up just had to make up words wherever they were missing. Have fun. Once upon a time, there was an outstanding person who had to go to the store. On the way there, they ate a banana and then a big old green banjo started talking that made no sense. Then another person tried to eat it and it went very, very well. But wait, didn't it smell a little poopy here? It wasn't poopy. That had to be a goat. Then the goat and the person who was playing the green banjo and ate it lived happily for never. Do we have to go on? Asked the grown-up. Yes, we do, said the child. Help! Ah! All the A's had suddenly changed into O's. That was not funny, soared the grown-up. What if on alligator comes and I'm a scroll? Watch out for the alligator. Moby, no one could hear me, and they would be eaten by the alligator. Bad news, very bad, and sad, really sad. But finally, after a picture of a hat, when the grown-up had struggled and struggled and struggled and made things up and sung and fought and struggled and blown and read and steered and struggled and struggled and struggled, then the child said, "I want to sleep now. Good night." And so the grown-up said, "Good night, my darling." And then it was the end. Or was it? No, it was definitely not the end. Ha ha, gotcha. The book suddenly, so it became, started to run words in around difficult to read. and then the text turned into a rectangle. The grown-up had to turn the book around to read it. It was a bit tricky when the book first ended up this way, and then this way. Now the book was upside down, and how do you know which way to turn the pages? Uh-oh. But then the end finally came. The child and the grown-up had to promise to absolutely not read it one more time, because the book was a bit annoyed that it had been read even though it had wanted it to be. It needed to rest. By the way, what was the name of the rabbit again? The grown-up asked. Then the grown-up said to the child, "Don't forget that you're the best you can be, whatever you want to be. I love you. Hugs and kisses, sweet dreams." The end. Wow, I'm glad we read that for the first time together. I know it may not have seemed like that was my first time reading that book, but wow, that was so much fun. I told you books are adventures, and I know for some people that was a wild one. So, without further ado, we're going to read a little bit about our author and illustrator and see who they are, because you got to be a certain type of person to create a certain type of book like this. David Sundin is a Swedish comedian, screenwriter, actor, and television show host, as well as a silver medalist in the Swedish Championship of Puns. Having charmed the adults of Sweden, Sundin set out to entertain the pickiest audience of all, children. Ain't that right? Amen, brother. In 2020, he published his children's debut, The Book That Did Not Want to Be Read, which swiftly became the best-selling children's book of the year in Sweden. Man. If I had somebody read this to me when I was in school, I would have been crying, laughing. Or if my parents would have read it to me when I was a kid, it would have easily became my favorite book because that was so much fun. And every time you read this book, the experience is going to be so much different from the one before because you have to create your own words in a part, and then you have to read backwards. You have to read in different ways that you never read before. It really challenges you and makes the experience of reading fun and adventurous. And that's what we're all about here at Ivy's Fortress. So if you can, check out The Book That Did Not Want to Be Read at your local library or purchase it at a bookstore near you. Well, that's all I have for you friends today. I'll catch you next time. Bye.
We truly enjoy sharing our adventures with you here at Ivy's Fortress. If you do too, like our videos and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Well, what are you doing? It is your choice, but we'll race you there. Bye.